This is going to serve as an admonishment against those individuals or organizations that are using fake or counterfeit tourniquets as part of their training program. If you're teaching Stop the Bleed, TECC, or TCCC, use only real tourniquets, either a CAT from North American Rescue or the Soft T Wide from TACMed Solutions, or whatever other tourniquet that is approved by the committee of TCCC. Do not order some cheap stuff off of Amazon and then either have it break in your training class or give your students improper feedback as to what it feels like to put on an actual tourniquet. I'm going to use this Josh hemorrhage control trainer from Extreme Simulations, a real CAT tourniquet, the one that's in blue, and I'm going to use a counterfeit, and obviously to anybody who knows the difference, counterfeit that was supplied by someone who is in the training industry. I will not name names or organizations in this video. However, rest assured they do know at this point in time my feelings on the subject. All right, using a real CAT tourniquet, what you should be conveying to your students in class is that you need to get as much of that slack initially out of the strap as possible, to the point to where you cannot easily get 2 or 3 fingertips between the strap and the casualty's limb. Further, it should take no more than 2 or 3 turns of the windlass before physically you cannot get any more tension applied to that tourniquet. Here I'll put 1, barely get 2. I'm going to take it. You see the stick is already starting to bend, but since it's a real CAT tourniquet, I'm not worried about it breaking. It took 3 turns, not 3 complete 360-degree rotations. I'm only counting every time that one end of the windlass passes past the clip as a turn. That's as far as I can get it. I will complete the task, and we'll see that it is nice and tight. It's not going anywhere. Now let's do the same thing with this counterfeit tourniquet, if I can get it to do it without either the windlass or the nylon snapping on me. I can get it tight. Again, I cannot get fingertips between the tourniquet and the casualty's limb, but now you see how much more slack there is in the nylon of the strap. There's 0 tension at 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. I'm beginning to feel a little resistance. 4 turns, 5 turns, 6 turns, 7 turns, 8 turns, 9, 10 turns, and I finally get to where it has enough tension to where it feels like it would likely be properly occluding. Remember, when we have properly removed all the slack at step 1, we should only be able to get 2 or 3 turns of the windlass before we can't turn it anymore. And to be clear, the vitriol in my voice is not so much that you're supporting some cheap Chinese or Hong Kong made knockoff of the original. We're not talking about the statistics of, no kidding, the officers who have died in the line of duty because somebody had a knockoff tourniquet they thought was real and the nylon snapped and they bled to death. Putting those realities aside, my concern is that as a fellow instructor, you're putting bad muscle memory, you're inoculating your students with bad technique if they think that it's going to take 8 or 10 turns, or God forbid, if in training that damn thing snaps on them. How is that going to make them feel if they think they're using the actual product? They're going to have a loss of confidence because you provided some cheap alternative as opposed to spending the $30 for the original. So the moral of the story is, whatever you're exposing your students to, make sure it's the real deal, an actual authentic CAT tourniquet from North American Rescue, a Soft T Wide from TACMed Solutions, the SAM tourniquet, whatever it is that your organization or what you use, make sure it's on that approved list from the committee of TCCC as something that actually has data to back it up that it's effective. So in the end, expose your students to the real deal so they get the tactile feel of what actual application feels like, not some bull hockey die that you got for half price. Until next time, God bless you and stay safe.